It'll be your till at least 9, right? Full agenda.
Yeah, tons of stuff in this
Oh,
packet.
man. Overwhelming.
You're on yet?
Has anyone talked to Theo?
Yes, she's on the Zoom.
Hi,
Hey, Theo.
sorry I can't be there with you guys.
Okay. Are you gonna be
in
able to,
person.
that training in Wenatchee? The
Yeah,
only
I
reason,
saw that. It's for the August 1st and 2nd.
yes, but you would get there on the 31st. The night of the 31st, if you were wanting to, and stay the night on the night of the 31st and the night of the 1st. And then drive home. I think it ends at noon or somewhere around there on the 2nd. The reason I'm asking is because I am signed up to go and I just haven't gotten a hotel room yet because I don't know if I figured if you were going too, we could get a double and save the city some money.
We
A
could do
double.
that. I just wasn't sure how far Wenatchee is from Vancouver because my uncle lives there and we could stay at his place.
Oh, well, then I won't worry about you anyway. From Vancouver, I don't know, but from here, it's a little over 3 hours.
To the north.
To the north.
Yeah, north of us, on the east side of the mountains.
It's a ways.
Those two cities
Okay.
are really the same state.
And that's,
So-
those are weekdays, right? Those are weekdays.
Yes. So don't,
It's
you don't have to
possible.
let me know now. If you would be staying with your, if your uncle, then I'll go ahead and just book a single.
Okay. Well, I'll have to look into more logistics and I will touch base with you about that. Kate.
Okay, sounds good.
Wenatchee to Vancouver is 4.5 hours.
To Vancouver.
Oh,
We can probably sort this out later.
then it would probably be more beneficial to get a hotel room together.
Okay.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thanks, everyone. Welcome to a regular meeting of the Goldendale City Council for July 15th. Sandy, would you please take roll call?
Steve Johnston,
Here.
Theo Wheeler on Zoom,
Here,
Lauren Meeker,
Here.
Ellie Casey. Here. Andy Holm,
Here.
Danielle Clevens,
Here.
Mila Molly.
Here. Great, thanks. We have a full council tonight. All right, next item on the agenda is closed public comment. Is there anybody here that would like to make a comment regarding our agenda? Anybody on the line that would like to make a public comment? Nobody have their hands up? Okay, we'll move on to section E on the agenda, the approval of the agenda and the consent agenda.
I would like to approve the agenda with the addition of under council business H to add for us to schedule the two training classes
Okay,
and the approval of the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda and the consent agenda. Adding under council business to schedule the training classes. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay, we'll move right along to department reports. And we'll start with Chief of Police, Mike Smith.
So as we talked about before, the traffic blind spot over by the behind the Schwab with the truck, that was moved. This last week, they finally were able to get the truck driver to park on the side of the building, so we shouldn't have any other problems with that. Got with Dave this last week, talked to the ordinance. After we had the ordinance committee, so we reviewed a lot of that, so hopefully that'll be ready by next week. And so we're moving along and we got the hiring in the process for a lateral officer, so hopefully that'll be done by mid-August, so. Move
Excellent.
forward.
Making progress.
Yep.
Thank you, chief. And our fire chief, Noah Holm, couldn't be here today. City administrator, Sandy?
Nope, but I'm.
Nothing from Sandy. Okay, well, under administration. I'd like to bring up a couple things. We'll roll them down here. Okay, so last week we had a meeting regarding our 6-year street plan. And so just want to let you know that at the next council meeting, we will have a full presentation regarding that 6-year street plan and some challenges that we have with it and some possible solutions. So look forward to that on the next city council agenda. It'll be a very productive meeting there. Okay. That's all I had from there. We'll move on to council business. So the item added under council business was to schedule those training classes. So at the last workshop, the city council decided to move forward with 2 different training classes from the Washington City's Insurance Authority. And so we'd like to get a date set. So like to get 2 possible dates, right, Sandy?
Yeah, so when I talked to them about the dates, they said they like to have 2 possible dates and then they'll look at the schedule of the gentleman that comes down and does the training classes. And then that way they have a couple dates to work on and then we give them the 2 dates and then they confirm or say theirs are busy and then we have to give them, then we'll come back to you for more dates. That first training is about, he said it's about an hour.
The first one that was the do's and don'ts one.
Yeah, he said that one is
Mhm.
about an hour. That second training is like an hour to 2 hours.
Mhm.
And so they maybe
What was the second
suggest,
one's name?
The second one's name,
Was respecting the roles of policymakers and administrators.
that one's like an hour to 2 hours, and so they maybe suggested not do that on the council night. The other one, they said, you know, you could have it, because it's just an hour, have it say at 5 on a night that we have a city council meeting. And then that way we do that prior to the meeting and then we go to the meeting. So as an idea, but I mean, whatever dates you guys are free to do it for an hour.
so both are in person or?
No, the second one is on Zoom. If
Okay,
he comes in person, then we have to pay for lodging. Hotel.
that's what I figured.
The
Okay.
other one, he does it on Zoom and then it saves us half, so. And the other one, they come down here in person, for free, so.
Okay.
Does anybody have any thoughts on looking at the calendar and everybody's
So our
calendar?
next meetings are August 5th and August 19th.
Either date.
Would it,
works.
would everyone be prepared for the 5th?
I don't know that he can be prepared for the 5th, because they have to do a slideshow stuff and they kind of look at our cities. But maybe the 19th or September 3rd, which is a Tuesday, because Monday's Labor Day, so our meeting's on Tuesday instead.
We want to try to schedule these one at a time. Start with
Yeah,
the,
let's do the do's and don'ts one.
okay, start with the do's and don'ts one. That's the hour-long one.
Mhm.
Do you want to start in September then, or do you want to start August 19th?
I would say, why don't you ask for the 19th and the first one in September? That way, you know, they'll have a
Okay.
choice. If they can be ready in August, great. Then we get the training earlier.
Okay, so August 19th and or September, Tuesday, September 3rd.
Third.
Or
For the
September,
do's and don'ts.
Mhm.
okay.
And then I will let you know if he can make either one of those.
Mhm.
August what?
August 19th
Or
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 September 3rd.
Tuesday, September 3rd. And then that would be a 5 o'clock meeting before the council meeting.
Okay.
And that would be in person, you said?
That is in person, yes.
Okay,
And the second one
The second policy meeting, that one is done. Does it via Zoom.
And that can be done it doesn't, do you guys want to do it before a council meeting?
That one is like, he said an hour to 2 hours. So unless we started at 4, or we could do it on a Monday opposite of the council meetings. Whatever you guys want to do for that
How would
one.
you guys feel about doing it on the second Monday of September, because we're already gonna get together for the workshop that day anyway,
September 9th.
September 9th.
Let's get 2 dates to give him, all right, Sandy?
That's what they suggested, yes.
September,
At 5 p.m. for the second training.
And so the workshop you said starts at 6,
Yes,
so you want to do it at 4 o'clock? Can everybody make a 4 o'clock meeting?
September 9th, 4
Andy, does
p.m.
that come
Yeah,
your
no,
work schedule?
that'd be fine.
Lauren?
September 9th.
Hold on, I'm getting the last one scheduled.
Okay. Mylan, you're good with the Danielle?
Yeah,
4
right.
o'clock
It
meeting?
would work on my schedule, yeah.
Okay.
I just,
So that's the one possible, and another date would be when for you guys?
So wait, when was the,
September 9th at possibly 4 o'clock?
yeah, that can work.
Okay. And then
The
if that
second one,
doesn't,
what about,
then the September 23rd,
that would
And-
fill 4 Mondays for all of us. How does everyone feel about
Yeah,
that?
I
Well-
won't be here on the 23rd.
it'll just be
Okay.
one day. It's just I've got to give them 2 dates to do.
Can you give them 4 o'clock before our council meeting on the 16th? Or, Andy, that's not good for you, is it?
No, that'll work. That could work.
It
Lauren,
would?
Danielle, does that work?
Works
you?
for me.
Lauren, 4
16th.
o'clock on the 16th?
September 16th, 4 o'clock.
makes
Mylan,
sense.
that
Yeah,
works for you?
yeah, it'll work. Be a long meeting between the start at 4 and then do the council.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
But, let's get it done.
Okay, I will get a hold of them and schedule both of those, and if any of those dates don't work, then we'll come back to you for other additional dates.
We'll go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
okay, great.
Thank-
Okay, we resolved that under council business, unless there was any other discussion about that. Okay.
I did want to mention what
Yes.
Danielle was talking about. The other training, not the training, but the conference.
Well, you were just sent the email just like I was. That's not council business. I was talking
Well, isn't it
offline
for
before we
budget?
started. It is. It's a class though. It's outside of this realm. I'll call you after the meeting.
Okay, all right then.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you. Okay, we'll move along on the agenda to report of officers. And we'll start over here with Myland Walling.
Oh, well, thank you, Mayor. I'll say, coming up this week, we're having an airport meeting. And that'll be coming this Thursday, and again, we're trying to get funding for the airport, and so. We're working with Senator Campbell's office, and yeah, anyway, we're continuing on, and so. But just one other thing, Chief wasn't here, I'm really changing the subject here, we have that burnt trailer. Out there near the swimming pool, I know it's anything new on that, you know what I'm speaking about? The burnt trailer house that burned down, I mean, what's the latest, that gonna be moved out someday, it's up to the owner, but.
Yeah, it's up to the owner, and it's up to, Public Works or the building inspector will probably go through that code
Okay.
enforcement.
Yeah,
With that situation.
I just want, it's been there for a while, that's,
Normally it takes, after the fire department's done their investigation, we've done ours, so there's no other further investigation, but it's just, it goes to that code enforcement.
yeah,
Routine of, hopefully the owner will be responsible and take care of that as soon as possible. is
yeah,
The hope
Yeah.
on that. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes.
okay, thank you. That's it, Mary, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Myland. Danielle.
No, just thanks for everyone who participated and helped with community days. It was a hot one, but
Yes.
it was fun.
Andy.
I'm good.
Okay, thanks. Ellie.
I'm good.
Thank you, Ellie. Lauren.
No report.
Okay, Steve.
Just a short update on our last Public Works Committee meeting. We discussed primarily the parking on West Broadway. And there was a general consensus that we would like to pursue no parking altogether. But because it is a state, it falls under state jurisdiction, we also decided that it would be a good idea or an idea to approach the Washington Department of Transportation with a memo regarding what our desire is here, what we're trying to accomplish. And to just see where they're at. In the conversation during the meeting, the state has been approached more than once regarding this. One time they were all on board about doing, and then the next time they just threw their hands in the air and said, run with it. So the bottom line is, it is under the jurisdiction of Washington State Department of Transportation. And that's where we left it, was drafting a memo to the state and let them know that we're back on board and try to do something with it. In the regards of the parking and also the trees. So that's what was left.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So, since there are apartments and whatnot on Broadway, that do not have parking lots or parking spaces available for them, would that be legally, would you still be able to do that, or would it be easier to have, just limit the width of the vehicles that are parked there?
That is an approach. We have discussed that option for sure. But
I know there's a lot of, oh, God, sorry.
there is parking. There is off-street parking available. The city would have to address it in the terms of some gravel. Fill it in right away, the easement there. There's quite a from pavement to the curb. I'm not sure which street it is. It's the HUD Apartments, used to be the old church.
That's the one I was specifically talking about.
There's no pavement or nothing.
Right.
And that's what I say, the city would have to look into, maybe
Okay, it just,
I-
doesn't- I don't think there's
Yeah.
enough room there to have the people to park there. They park in front of other people's houses also. The people that live there is all the way along that street. And that's the only concern that I would have, is that Wagap owns, or they have a lot of the houses or the apartments in there, except for I think one. And you might want to talk to Wagap about that too, because they might have an idea.
Oh,
Just a
that's a good
thought.
suggestion.
Well, my voice on that is, I understand there's parking issues, and I think to eliminate all the parking on that street is a horrible
I
idea.
do too.
There's people, you go down some of those streets, there's people that don't have parking. So now the city goes and takes parking away. Are we gonna cut curbs and make it to where people can park on the parking strip? Because
That is enough.
if that's an option, great, but to just eliminate someone's parking in the outlet, people are gonna say, oh, we'll park in the alley. Well, some of those people don't have that option. Their only parking is out on the street.
A small
So,
percentage of them
Well, but
don't have.
but-
don't
but
have
still,
it,
yeah.
For sure.
So, but that wouldn't be right of the city to say no parking, and then someone has no parking at their house.
Well,
And it's gonna cost someone to get parking. So now the city is saying, well, we're gonna take parking away. Oh, and by the way, you're gonna have to pay to find your own parking. I think that's kind of
There's a
horrible.
lot of other parking options besides right along Broadway, though, on the side streets.
yes,
There's also a parking lot downtown that's hardly utilized. It's within a block of those apartments. So it's a short shot.
True, but now you're gonna take that parking from people during the week that use that parking to park downtown.
Never seen it full.
Well, I don't agree with taking all the parking away. I could agree with one
I
side,
don't either.
but I think it's a horrible idea to take all, and then you got businesses, you got those apartments that all those people that live in those houses, if they all had a car, where are they gonna park? Right now, they may not be taking all that back parking lot of that apartment complex, but what happens in 2 years when everyone has a car, where they're gonna park?
And
Yes,
one
so-
side, taking away just one side would be either, in my opinion, a better idea, like you
Yeah.
said, or to just have the width of the vehicle be, they can't be past a certain width.
And there's the parking strip between the curb and the sidewalk that can be utilized as well.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying, but if the city helps go cut the curbs for the people and help doing that, I'd be for that. But if we're gonna tell a homeowner that they have to pay to get their curb cut now. And then fill it with gravel, that's kind of. A horrible thing for a city to go, oh, by the way, you're gonna have to spend a couple $1,000s to park at your house now.
Well, like Laura says, that's another option.
Yeah, no, I'm just
We're just
saying
throwing
that's,
options out.
Yeah.
That you might not have thought
So
about.
the intention was to have a public hearing and get this kind of
Yeah.
feedback,
Yeah.
and
Right.
work with it
Right.
through the process,
Yep.
and it's hard to say with the final answer be, we want to advance it to the point of having that public hearing,
Yeah.
getting that feedback, and possibly
Yeah.
adjust
Yeah.
it from there.
Absolutely. No, we
and
don't-
also keep in mind too, which I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but I remember it's been said. By Larry and by Pat, the minute you take that parking away, we're never gonna get it back,
Right,
or the likelihood of getting it back is. Slim to none.
right.
Fiona has
So-
a question too.
And I mean,
Oh,
if it's a safety hazard now, like, we're only gonna see increased traffic, and so.
No, yeah,
Like making the right moves and making a
Yep.
change, like, we wouldn't want it back, we're gonna take it off to
Yeah.
safety, but we do have to accommodate for that.
Yep.
Change in parking, so.
okay. Fiona, did you have input?
Yes, Lauren made the point that I was gonna make, that there are gonna be several public hearings. And we do need to make sure that every single resident that lives in all of those apartment complexes and homes on that road do understand that that is the thought on the table right now. And this purely comes down to the fact that we need proper visibility and safety coming out of those roads onto that main Broadway part, especially on certain streets like Mill Street. And what was the other, there were a couple of main parts that really cause a problem. So it would either be eliminating it entirely or restricting it to only certain areas on that street that are not anywhere near the intersection, or, but again, the idea is to eliminate it due to safety reasons and visibility reasons. If the public does come back, Andy, like you were thinking, and I was thinking as well, that I don't think people would be very happy about it, but let's find out. We have to do these community outreach meetings to really find out what it is they are thinking or feeling about it. So we'll know more then.
Thank you, Theon. Is there any, it's a report of officers and it's still Steve's turn, but is there anybody who hasn't spoken yet that would like to speak to this issue? Or anybody who would like to speak again to it?
Okay,
Okay, Steve, it's still, your report.
thank you.
Okay.
I'll wrap it up with the notion of these options. Obviously, there are a number of options available here.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna guillotine the public into submission. No way. But as far as the parking strip, I know you've all seen it around town. A lot of people utilize that anyway.
Mhm.
In fact, Main Street's a good example. They don't have any choice because it's so narrow. So anyway, I'll wrap it up with that.
Thank you.
We'll have a go at that. It's obvious there's room for lots of discussion regarding this, but
Absolutely.
we'll pursue it. We'll continue to pursue it. It's just one of the many things on our agenda.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Steve. Theon, did you have a report?
No, I just wanted to piggyback off of Steve. I was at the same meeting, and those are some concerns that we discussed, and there was a consensus to just eliminate the parking. And we really will not know how the community feels about that until we've reached out to them. So as far as that goes, I look forward to seeing this move along so that we can get some things done on Roosevelt. I'm sorry, on Broadway.
No problem. Thank you, Theon. Okay, well, under mayor's report, Yeah, I just wanted to talk about community days a little bit and really put a thank you out there to everybody who organized and worked so hard on community days. It takes a lot of planning for community days, and thanks to all who attended as well. I thought it was great fun, even the part where people paid to throw pies at my face. And I'm already looking forward to next year. So we'll be having discussions soon as to the city's involvement in community days next year, and I'll be reaching out to the event committee in a short time here to tell you what I've learned about how community days will be next year and the city's involvement, but we plan on making it great again.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll move on the agenda to open public comment. Is there anybody here that would like to make a public comment?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Please step up to the.
So.
Okay.
You try to talk to him, he's not hearing anything.
I can speak, so.
Okay, great. Well, please state your name and your area of residence.
Okay, what's happening is.
Frank, you have to say your name,
Oh,
you have to
my
say
name.
your name for the
Sorry.
record. and
Most of
for
you
your-
know me anyways, but my name is Frank Rush.
Frank, where do you live?
I live on, out on, Chambers Road.
Great.
575 Chambers Road.
Thank you,
And
Frank.
I lived out there since 1999. And, what's concerning me is that, since in the last about 5 years, they broke up acreage up above where I live, on Chambers Road. And it's, getting to be a lot bigger population, but what's happening is the people are living in mobile homes and makeshift kind of places. And most of them don't have, any kind of, septic tanks or water or electricity. So, what it's doing, and I have a neighbor that's closer that, is in the same thing. Now they have 4 mobile homes that they're living in rather than a real house. And, when I brought a real estate person, about a year ago. And she mentioned that because of this, my property value has gone down quite a bit. And I don't exactly know what agencies to deal with and talk to about it, so I thought I'd jump in here and talk to her about it. And maybe you could shed some light on what a person does about that, or what can be done, because I know that some of the ordinance are changing because the population is higher out there, getting higher. I don't know if you guys have any jurisdiction over any of that or not, but.
Well, we're in charge of anything that happens within city limits. So Chambers Road would be
It's
a
not.
county issue, but if you hang around, I'll try to get you some contact information, and maybe I can get some help from some counselors and staff to try to help you out, to put you in touch with the proper authorities of who would have say in county issues, being as how you live out of the city limits in the county.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Okay, you bet. Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
Anybody else here for public comment or on the line that would like to make a public comment? Nobody's hands are up. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. I'll entertain a motion of adjournment.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second for adjournment. Any discussion on adjournment? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Short meeting.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot accomplished on Saturday,
Hey.
so.
Yeah,
Let's,
We did.
we should,
we can talk
Give
to
him-
Frank.